And also we have seen the real-time example that how we can write the Apex class. Yes, right. So we have covered lots of topic till now. Now, as we are there in the developer part, so we have to see lots of scenarios in the triggers as well. And then if we time spares, then we'll start the asynchronous process as well. Yeah. Anyway, we'll start that asynchronous process. Okay. So yes, today we are going to see the 2 to 3 more scenarios in the triggers, and then we'll start with the asynchronous. Okay. So yes, good evening, everyone. See, guys, please don't think about the attendance. We can track your attendance, okay? Uh, yes, there is our team who will take care of this attendance, okay? Okay, so let's go to our org and let's start the creating the uh, more scenarios in the triggers, okay? So here we were, right? So these were the context variable we have discussed. Then we have seen that where do we use that trigger.new, and also we have seen that trigger.new map also we been used. Correct. Now what we are going to see is that before update and after update event, how we can use for the before update and after update. And as I've told you that for one object there should be only one trigger only. Okay, I'm repeating this once again. The best practice to write the trigger is we have to write only one trigger for one object. Is that clear? So here you can see we have seen this use case uh, with the create a opportunity when account is created, means right, create an opportunity when we insert an account object, correct? So we have seen this use case in the last session. Then we have seen one use case of if email address contains @gmail.com, then phone should be this number. So we have seen that as well. Now we will see that how we can update before update event. Okay, so let's begin now with that. Okay, so first we'll go to the org first. Let us log into the org first. Okay, so I'm using the cohorts account. So I'll go over there. Do you want that I should revise that the previous triggers which we have done? Do you want that? Or should I take the new topic and should go forward with that? Okay, so lots of yes answers are there. Okay, so what I'll be doing, simply going to the developer console, as you know that where we code all these things. Then if we want to see the triggers which we have written here, you can see there, this is the one trigger. If you want to open that trigger, simply you have to go in the file, and in file, you can see open, and there it will ask you which trigger you want to open, which class you want to open, correct? So for now, let us study about this event. So first, our requirement was that whenever the account is created, opportunity should be created, right? So we have what we have done. We have simply written the trigger, correct? We have simply written the trigger, and the trigger name was OPP tree, right? On which object? Account object. And we have used the event as an after insert, correct? So with the after insert event, we have simply taken the list of opportunity. Why we list of opportunity we have taken? Because as we are working on the account object, so we can directly take for the account and trigger.new. But we don't have anything like we don't have the opportunity. How we can define the opportunity fields, right? So for that we have created one list. Okay, with that list we have one variable as an OPP rec, correct? So we don't directly define with this OPP rec with the fields. We will create one variable and then we'll define that, right? So for that we just created. So let forgot about this line first. We'll go for the usual path which we are doing. So first we are done. We have used the for loop condition over here, correct? With this for loop, we have created one variable as an AC, okay? And we are working for the trigger.new, which is the new version of the record, okay? Then here you can see now this we have done with this opportunity. So now for the account, we have one variable, but we don't have variable for the opportunity, right? To define that field. So for that reason, we created this opportunity list. Okay, so for that, we have created this opportunity list. Now we won't directly take this variable and we define the fields, right? So what we have done, simply we define this variable, and with this variable, we have simply created the new opportunity for the newer version of the record for the opportunity. Previously, we have seen how we created the trigger new records well. Then here what we have done, opp.name as an ac.name. Whatever the opportunity name is there, it will be the same name as that of the account name, correct? Then here you can see there is an account ID. Why we are taking this account ID? Because whenever the opportunity field is associated with the account field, then only it will get populated. If we are not taking this field, then there is no use of using this opportunity, right? So why? Because whenever the account opportunity is associated to account, then only in the account record in the related list, there you can see the opportunity. Is that clear? Then the stage name and close date. Why we have taken this? Because these are the mandatory fields over there in the opportunity object, correct? So that's why we have mentioned these three fields over here. Then here you can see we simply added this, whatever the variables were there, whatever the fields values were there in this variable, we added this variable into this variable, correct? Then we have simply inserted this. Why we have inserted after this curly braces? Because here we have defined all the variables and all the values for that field, but we are inserting in this. So this is outside this curly braces, right? So we are inserting over here, correct? Is that clear? Now we have seen this thing. So this was one scenario which worked for the after insert event, right? So this was the event for the after insert. Now we'll see the before insert which we have used over there. So open, and in the triggers here you can see this is the OPP trigger. So this is the email trigger. So here you can see use case was if email contains @gmail.com, then the phone should be automatically get inserted with this number. So this was our requirement, correct? So what we have done, simply we have created one email field in this employee object, and we have seen this. This is our custom object, right, in the organization management application. So what we have done, simply I've written one name with the email tree on the employee object, correct? So we are using the before insert event. So we have used the before insert event. Then I have mentioned one variable as an EMP for the employee, and we are creating the new version of the record. New version means fresh. It is totally blank, and we have to give some values to that particular record, right? So we are using that trigger.new. Then what we have defined, by taking this variable, we simply defined one field, email, which contains @gmail.com. Okay, so we just taken this gmail.com. Okay, so in the EMP phone, it should get reflected with this number, right? So the phone field is also there in the employee object. So phone field should get automatically populated. You can take any field. I've just taken for an example. It can't be for the every record the same mobile number will be there, right? So just for an example purpose, I've taken that phone number. In the real time, what is the scenario? According to that, you have to work it, correct? So this we have seen for the before insert and before update, after insert, sorry. Then now we'll see the before update event. Okay, so let's begin now. Now first I'll create one new trigger. So new and apex trigger, and I am writing the name as an after insert. Okay, now it is asking for the S object. So S object I'll be taking as an account. So here you can see there is an account, and click on submit. Okay, so it has created. So the trigger name is after insert on account object. So it is showing before insert, right? I need to change this insert to update. So I'm changing this to update. And also one more thing, what we are going to do in this case is like, uh, we are going to use the, we are going to use the uh, trigger handlers also. After this 2 to 3 example, we'll see the trigger with handler also. Okay. So let's go and create this for now. First, let me write the use case for this. Okay. So the use case is like if suppose banking is changed to like suppose, let me write this use case. Okay, if industry is changed to chemical, is changed banking to chemical, then type should be prospect. Let me check whether this value is there or not in the type. So let's go to the account object first. First, we have to go to the app launcher. Then we have to go to the sales application, or we can directly write the account object as well. No need to go for the sales application again and again. Simply just click on new and let me check the values in the type. Okay, so there is a prospect, right? So here you can see the use case is if the industry is changed banking to chemical, then type should be prospect. Okay, so these are the keywords of our trigger. Okay, so banking to chemical, it is changed, then chemicals. Okay, then type should get automatically populated. Is that clear? So I have written one before update event over here, and now I'll write the trigger. So like for, okay, I'll directly use the for loop account, same procedure, nothing is changed over here. Account, and I'm defining one variable as an AC. Then here you can see there is an AC. Now what I'm doing over here, trigger.new. Now you might be thinking previously I've used the account object for in another trigger, and now I'm using another object, and like for the same object I'm writing another trigger. Just for an example, I'm taking this thing, but don't do these things in the real time. If you are working in the real time and you want that the trigger which you have written previously for that particular object, so you can inactivate that. You can make that trigger inactive. How you can make inactive, I'll show you after writing this code. Okay, so here I'll need to write trigger.new. As I've shown you that when to use the if for the before update and after update, you can use trigger.new, trigger.old, trigger.new map, trigger.old map, anything you can use. So I'll go with the regular one, trigger.new. Okay, then enter. Now I have to write one condition, right? So how I can get, see, this will work for the newer version of the record. This variable will be working for the newer version of the record. But I want variable which represents for the older version of the record also, correct? See, as I told you, this variable works for the newer version of the record, as we have mentioned the trigger.new, correct? Now I want such a case that some variable should be there, so I can represent the old record also. So how I can represent that old record? See, I'll create one more account. I'll create a one variable as an old rec. Okay, equals to account. Sorry, I have to use new, then variable. Now I can use this variable, and with this variable I can determine the older version of the record, right? So our older version record variable will be old rec, or instead of writing this new, we don't have the new record, right? So we are working on the older version of the record, right? So how we can write this? Instead of that, we will write trigger dot old map. Okay, trigger.old map, and we need to get the ID of the older version of the record. So how we can get, see, please try to understand, guys. This we have written for the trigger.new we have written for the newer version of the record. And now here we are writing old rec. Why? Because we want to define the older version of the record. Now, whether it is the older version, older value, or whether it is the newer value, the ID will be the same. Correct? ID will be the same. ID won't change. As I told you, key is always unique, right? So ID won't change. Value you can change it, but ID won't get changed. Okay? Is that clear? So what I am doing over here, account old rec equals to trigger dot old map. Now I want to check whether that ID are same or not. So what I'll be doing, old map, and I will get this ID. So I'll get match with this ID. So what I've done, old map is the one which we'll be using for the older version. But I want to match this both IDs, right? With the old version record also and the newer version of the record also. So what I'm doing, old map dot get AC dot ID. Is that clear? Is that clear for everyone? Now I can define the fields for the older and newer version of the record. As I can do match these two IDs, correct? So I've written this old in this old rec, and I'm getting the same ID for the newer version of the record. Is that clear? Now I'll define the fields. How I can define? With the if conditions. So if I'll write the first older version, right? So old rec equals to why I'm taking this equals to, because the value is getting assigned to this value. It is getting properly bind with this variable. Okay, old rec, sorry, I have to define the field also. Old rec dot industry. Okay, old rec dot industry equals to. So this industry value will have some value, right, which is the older version. So like, as we have mentioned, this banking is the older value, right? So I am taking this double equals to, because this value will get, this banking value will get assigned to this industry, which is the older one. So what I am doing here, simply taking the banking over here. This is banking. Why I am taking banking in this old rec? Because older version value is, older field value is banking, correct? So here you can see with the old rec variable, I have defined that. Then and operator, I'll use the and operator. Why? Because this industry's old value is banking, and now new value I'll be defining with this AC variable, right? So I'm defining this A with the AC dot industry equals to chemicals, correct? Then curly braces, then enter, then save this. Now this is saved. Now I want, as it is getting old record with the banking, and industry is getting changed to chemical. Now some action should get performed, right? Some action should get performed. So our type should be prospect, right? So how I can define now prospect? See, with this a new version only it will be created, right? With the old value it won't create, but with the new, as soon as we are updating that, it should created with the type as an prospect. So what I'm doing over here, simply taking the AC variable dot type. So you will get the suggestions as soon as you define a variable and dot, you will get the suggestion from the background. So what field you want? So you can directly select from here equals to. Now please see guys, if I'm giving double equals to over here, it won't take it. Okay, here you can see AC dot type equals to, and what I want to take the type as an prospect, right? So what I will be doing, prospect, it will give me error, semicolon, and I'll try to save this. Here you can see expression cannot be in a statement. If I am simply removing one equals to, it will take it, because it is taking as an expression for this statement, right? So it is not possible. Now if I am trying to save, it is getting saved. And here you can see, if I am giving single equals to over here, what will happen? Again, here you can see logical operator can only be applied to Boolean, correct? So that's why I am saying that whenever you want to assign some values in this condition, then we have to use this double equals to save it. Now it will get saved. So we have written this particular trigger. Now let's